What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. And I'm sure by now you may have seen some of this video, but it's more and more of the same. But we're going to talk about it because Chantal reveals a lot of things inadvertently in this video and shows us where a lot of the problems really start. So I will say she starts this video with some editing, which every time she does it, I'm going to say it's good. She's dreading the weigh in. However, I do just want to say the dramatics now, they're not based on the scale. They're based on her health. You don't need to make this dramatic, Chantal. You don't need to overthink this. You're honestly in a position where every day you don't make progress forward is a day you're never going to get back to try to get healthier and reclaim your life. She shows us what she states is a plateau. And what's interesting to me is the time spent with this scale. We're showing that if it was overloaded, it would be giving this error. We're showing that if it had been manipulated, we would see it on the back, all of these things. To me, I always assumed that, a plateau was when you were doing all the right things, but not seeing the positive result. And what makes it hard to continue is you're putting in all the work, but you're not seeing those results. I truly don't believe that's where she is. We start off with, lip care, hijab placement, Julia. I'm glad these things are in the video, but it doesn't go with the woe is me theme this video has. And she starts going on to how she didn't even want to do this because she knows people are going to talk about it. It's her struggle, and that this just gives fodder to attack her. Those are her words. And she wasn't going to show anything until she saw significant progress. And then she brings up Nick. And it's almost disrespectful to Nick, to be fair, because Nick took a substantial time away from YouTube. He clearly put in hard work. He didn't try to monetize yet that hard work. Perhaps he filmed everything and is going to release it later, but we've yet to see it. It's really not even something she should be saying in passing. I don't know, seriously, if any of us are going to truly comprehend what Nick had to do to get his life back on track. But I'm pretty confident in saying we know it wasn't filling his home with cookies and juice and Snickers that we've seen Chantal do time and time and time again. So when you sit there, Chantal, and you say, all these other people had struggles and then one day it clicked. To an extent, that's true. But it also shows us that, again, you're waiting for this magical day. You're waiting for this moment in time where everything is just going to start to happen, where you can do the same thing, see different results, and you don't need to put in the effort. In this video, so much of the effort you talk about is not getting fast food. And not getting fast food makes pasta okay. Not getting fast food means if you don't do the treadmill, well, that's okay. And she goes back into this, I don't have motivation. My sleep patterns are off. I'm off track and it's hard. Chantal, when are you going to get on track? Because in this video, you say, I'm going to wait till after Halloween. I want the comfort of treats. I've said many times, there is really, with your body, there should not be a lot of comfort with the stress you're putting on your organs. You've already lost organs. She brings the scale back up. And she honestly starts to talk about the amount of broccoli she eats. And this concept that, bags of broccoli are to blame. I actually looked it up. I pulled a Sansa, okay? Chantal, you could eat nearly 1.5 pounds of broccoli, which is not recommended, by the way, but you could. And you would still not have more calories than in the Snicker bar you admit that you ate. I think what we learn more than anything is that you are coating what is a relatively healthy food with butter and soy sauce and making it something that's not healthy. So your whole concept of, I'm only going to have 205 calories worth of broccoli, everything's going to be okay, but then I'm covering it at 800 calories worth of soy sauce and butter, that's the problem. So, you're turning this late night healthy snack, as you like to say, into something that's over 1,000 calories. And then you wonder why the scale isn't budging. And she talks about that. She very directly says, we don't understand the struggle of going from 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter down to 1. And again, there's 300 calories just in her own admission. We see how much butter they go through. It's in every haul. If you're going to sit there and say, the inner strength needed to go from 3 tablespoons of butter to a mere 1 tablespoon, it's just more, as she would like to say, fodder for people to tell her you need true help from a professional to get these things under control. You and Sala aren't going to be able to get it done. And that's not disrespectful. That's just honesty. She goes on to talk about how she keeps seeing these online treats. Keyword, online. So you're sitting there filling your day with the internet, online grocery stores, seeing pumpkin spice and having fond memories. Instead of just, cutting out these things, instead of not going to these websites, Chantal wants to focus on, I'm not having fast food. Chantal, it's not fast food, right? Calories are calories, okay? So as an example, 677 calories in a Whopper, all right? Whopper, we all know, is not going to be healthy for you. But you eating 1,000 calories worth of butter, soy sauce coated broccoli isn't going to be this massive game changer that you think it is. And even in this video, you say, I'm only having broccoli. It's not a chicken royale. Well, the chicken royale is only 570 calories. She then goes on to repeat this narrative of, I'm only having 3 Baby Bell cheeses, some turkey lunch meat, and broccoli. It's way better. Chantal, if you had professional help, they would tell you, hey, those Baby Bell cheeses, even to your own admission, 190 calories. That turkey lunch meat, 60 calories a serving. So if you're having 2 to 3 servings of the cheese, you're likely going to have 2 to 3 servings of the turkey. If you add that in with your bag broccoli, you're literally sitting there with 700, 800 calories in what amounts to, let's be honest with ourselves, a non-meal. This isn't something you would sit down and eat. It's a bunch of broccoli, turkey lunch meat, and cheeses. That's not sitting down to have a dinner. That's probably why you feel like you're just snacking. She goes on to say the chips that I get, the bags are so small, they practically don't even count because it's just a handful of chips. Chantal, that's a serving, right? You can mock the size of the bag. You can say, oh, look at how little it is. If you look at the back, it says 1 serving. She goes on and says, well, you don't understand. I've changed from the pork deli meat to the turkey. Chantal, you've been a revert for 2 years now. It's a non-logical argument to say 2 years ago I was eating pork. It impacts my body today. And then, of course, 12 minutes into this, she's talking about online, quote, hate. The hate she gets eating carbs. How they're going to go on the trip. Sala's going to go with her. She needs to be in better shape to go snorkeling. How she isn't going to take, this is a restart. She's just going to allow herself to indulge on Halloween. Chantal, indulging is really not the problem either. Okay, because we've seen how you justify it. We saw the huge order of pasta. When you order from a restaurant, it's not homemade food, period. You have no control over the ingredients. When someone says homemade, essentially what they're saying is, I control the ingredients. You don't do that, Chantal. We watch you go online shopping every 2 to 3 weeks. We watch you get pre-prepared frozen foods. You would get pre-fried chicken strips, heat them up in the air fryer, and assume that they're healthier because they weren't fried. Chantal, they were fried before they were frozen. It's this zero effort that people are not finding pity in, Chantal. This is going to take hard work and consistency. You literally have nothing stopping you. You have no other restraint in your day. You have all the free time in the world. You keep making promises to yourself, and you let yourself down. You've tried telling us, Sala's going to hold me accountable. The chat's going to hold me accountable. None of it works. And this is what's going to happen, Chantal. Everyone is telling you positive advice. When the issues get serious, and they will, no one is going to take pity because you want pity now. You want pity when you're unable to get out of your own way, literally. Refusing to walk when you have a treadmill blocking your view. It literally blocks the view of you looking out, and you refuse to get on it and walk. And you also want people to believe that broccoli is your problem. Chantal, before it is too late, There are tons of resources. You've been offered classes. You literally need to sit down with someone and say, listen, I need help with this. You have no problem coming online and admitting that you're not doing well. Why can't you sit down with someone that can truly help you? And then I guarantee you, the entire context of your quote haters is going to change, because no one's going to be able to sit there and quote hate on you when you're having positive results. You may actually find people encourage you, people you maybe didn't think were going to encourage you. People like reaction channels may encourage you getting your life back in order. But until you do that, you're never going to know if that was the case. I'm going to leave you with the top comments from the last video. I appreciate each and every one of you for an incredible week and watching this. You know, just like Chantal on those Halloween treats, I'll be back as soon as I can with more commentary.